Who am I? I'm a hard worker. I set high goals, and I've been told that I'm persistent.
And I'm thinking, the television news might just be something I love, as well as something I happen to be good at.
Amazing film, incredible film. And when I was watching it, I was thinking in some ways it was reminding me of past films like Broadcast News or Network. In a way, this is almost like the modern version of how we gather news.
I think it's a movie about the space, the world in which we are in, where unimportant information is now important and important information is unimportant. It all exists on the same plane. We just need to consume, and that need to consume in the culture of convenience, in a way. I speak for myself. I could go on my phone and you can order a car, and if it says it's coming in 3 minutes and it comes in 6 minutes, you know, you're frustrated.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, and because of that, I think that sort of mentality where, you know, there's sort of a bit of a disconnect with the situation or the moments that we're in, because it needs to be documented as opposed to sort of experienced more and more.
Yeah.
People like Lou Bloom can thrive.
Being an LA resident, which you have for a long time, I think shows a real different side of Los Angeles, you know, in terms of the night and how different, I mean, for people not in Los Angeles, it's a very different time at night, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, you know, at night all the sort of the wild animals kind of come down from the mountains and they're, you know, scrounge around looking for food, you know. Figuratively, literally the wild animals and also the people who are sort of night owls kind of looking for. And I think just because of the topography of LA and most of LA, the LA that the people who live in LA know, it's flat, you know, sort of miles and miles of strip malls and big long streets going off in the mountain into the desert, you know. And so, yeah, it's there's something about Lou Bloom that couldn't really thrive anywhere else but in this dry space, you know. When Dan described to me this idea of Lou being a bit of an animal coming down into the flat land at night, it just came to us. It came to us that he was really a coyote. There were some references of coyotes in the script, and then I thought, oh, how maybe we should make him look like that. Coyotes are always very skinny and their eyes kind of bulging out, and they just have this attitude, this sort of ruthless dementia kind of. That's the Lou kind of. Lou is a coyote personified, and so I just started losing weight and started sort of studying that animal and their behavior and brought it to Lou.
Accidents play, cars, buses, trains, planes, fires.
Bloody.
Well, graphic. The best and clearest way that I can phrase it to you, Lou, to capture the spirit of what we air, is think of our newscast as a screaming woman running down the street with her throat cut.
So great to see you in a great role like this again. You don't like to work too much these days.
I don't. It's just that there aren't any really great parts necessarily, and if they are, it's just like, you know, listen, it has to be really good for me to get out of bed.
What was it about Nina that you thought, I've just got to do this, this is really good?
You know, because I'd never played a part like that before. I've never sort of shown any dark side, and I mean, and it's harder for me to go there than it would be to play sort of a comedy, which I think I've just naturally sort of probably better at, and I couldn't find that part in me. I didn't know where it was, and it was there all the time, which was desperation and fear. And when I found that, it was like, oh, this is fun. So then it was fun to kind of play the villain.
Did you actually go into newsrooms?
We shot in newsrooms. I didn't meet any producers. I just sort of, I kind of didn't need to. I mean, there are Nina Rominas everywhere, you know, so I just sort of drew on myself, really, not even on anyone particular or any women that I've met. Just you pretty much know where you stand in the world at any given time. And for Nina, she was hanging on by her fingernails, and she was in jeopardy of losing everything. It's not a judgment on local television news. I don't think it's a judgment on journalism at all in general. I think it's sort of happening everywhere. No matter what business you're in, I think it's more just about moral boundaries right now, and what we do and how we handle fear and desperation in our lives.